I will not settle for a life that isn't custom designed, custom made, and custom fitted. Why is that such an uncommon demand? Set smart goals, set smart goals. No, shut up. Everyone throughout your life has told you that you should set goals and find your purpose. But when you hear those words, it sounds just as cliche as striking up a conversation with someone and asking them,
How are you? Good, thank you.
it's not awe-inspiring. There's no soul in it. It's robotic, monotonous, meaningless. Now imagine if you had the motivation to wake up every morning with a mission to pursue that was your life. Imagine if you had a home base you could always come back to on the days where you felt down and felt like nothing was working for you. Imagine if you had a way to draw all of your dreams into reality. And imagine if you could become obsessive about your dreams to the point where there was no other option but to fulfill them. The whole concept of SMART goals is just bullshit to me. They're dumb. They never struck a chord in me. You know, all your teachers just throughout set SMART goals, set SMART goals. No, shut up. What I found really worked for me is having a vision beyond words on a page, running left to right. Like, you need to emotionally and spiritually feel what it would be like to be living the life you're meant to be living. Goal setting can be a very one-dimensional and boring. I know I'm not particularly inspired if I were to just sit down and write out a goal that says, I want to be making $25,000 a month by age 35, living in Dubai, sipping on old fashions, and going to private yacht parties. So what's different about having a life book from goal setting? Now in this video, I'm going to run through my own life book vision board with you and explain the philosophies that have kind of shaped my outlook on life. Now keep in mind, this has been one of my most personal things that I've kept entirely to myself, but my hope is to inspire you to create your own and to get you a little bit more unstuck in finding the clarity in what you want, and that is the first step in taking action towards it. Now before we start, I just want to make a disclaimer that this is not a Notion tutorial. The only real message I want you to take away from this video is that if you don't already have a life book or vision board in your life, whether that's on Notion or anywhere else that works for you creatively, then you need to create one, because the entire future of your existence depends on this vision. My name is Cyrus. I am a 22-year-old university graduate who is living in Canada and has recently decided to drop out of my master's program so that I can pursue something that actually matters to me. Over the years, I've been quite obsessed with self-development, spirituality, fitness, and sexual relationships. So on this channel, you'll find ideas, habits, mindsets, philosophies that have created the most impact in improving my life, from one of miserable conformity to one where you feel compelled to become the creative architect of your entire life. So that's my mission with this channel, and let's begin. It's been a long time since I've revisited this page, but I created this a few years back when I felt very lost and not sure of the things I wanted in life and how to get there, for that matter. And just creating this and dwelling in that energy of, you know, being the person who these things come naturally to. That was really the secret, was to dwell in that vibration. So it wasn't just desiring what I wanted, but really dwelling in the vibrational state of being the person to whom all of these things were natural too. Now, this is so powerful because you get to combine the functionality of Notion, you know, images and text and videos all into one, and it gets you into that vibration of just being with it. You know, it's like, this is your creative, it's like your little portion of, it's like a locker or like a basement or like a facility where you keep your dreams, right? So rather than having all of your dreams in your mind, you get to store it somewhere that's tangible and physical, that you could like tangibly refer to anytime you want and add on to it you know, like I have all of these things like quotes, images, things I want, um, computer build, right? The rainbow Rolex, you know, just these things. And this guy, Sam does art. You might know him, you might not, but I just really like his art. He draws like really beautiful females. It's not only females that you appreciate the aesthetic beauty of, but it's like you dwell in the vibration of like the watch, you know. It's like so, oh, you know, that energy, you know, 5 suits, you know.
Every man has to own a black suit. After you get a black suit, there's 5 suits you need to get: black, navy, gray, brown, tan. You get those 5 suits, you get yourself 2 white shirts, get yourself 2 cream color shirts and 2 powder blue shirts. You can make 75 suits with those combinations, because every last one of those pants go with every last one of those jackets. Every last one of the jackets goes with every last one of the pants. You cannot mess up.
You get the idea, right? You know, I haven't worked on this in a long time just because I've been, I guess, so into the real world that I just haven't had the time to revisit, you know, my dreams and everything. But, you know, it's like just be obsessed, you know. Don't have shame to be obsessed with the things that inspire you, and for that matter, maybe make life worthwhile, right? Like images like these, they're just so aesthetic, right? Like, look at that, that's beautiful, man. Right? Just collecting things that inspire your emotions, and it starts begging the question of like, what kind of person would I need to become in order to achieve all of these things? Because at the end of the day, all of these things are just byproducts, right? The material objects, the relationships, the experiences, the places you want to go, they are all just byproducts of the kind of person you become, who becomes capable of doing those things on a regular basis, right? And so it really gets you into that vibration, and that's what it's all about. You know, all these the visions of the objects you want, combined with like quotes that really resonate with you. For example, by other people like Benjamin Disraeli, this one that I fucking love, that's why it's on the front page of my thing. You know, everything comes if a man will only wait. I've brought myself by long meditation to the conviction that a human being with a settled purpose must accomplish it, and that nothing can resist a will which will stake even existence upon its fulfillment. Like, how powerful is that, man? And this is something that I came up with on my own time from just amalgamating all the philosophies that I collected over time from my mentors here, which we'll get to in a bit right after. But I just want to read this, right? Collecting things, people, experiences, and philosophies are nice, but they're only the surface manifestation of what I truly desire. Coming home, being at peace, in love, at rest in motion. I will keep collecting, I will keep chasing, but I also know that nothing is really mine to possess. It brings me great comfort knowing that in being everything, I can let everything go. I'm never separate from the place I want to be, home. Now you see, there's a very spiritual ideas behind that, right? Is to be content in dwelling in that state of peace and harmony that is within you, but also at the same time not renouncing the world and still pursuing your mission to make the world a better place while allowing the abundance to come into your life and not fulfill you, but to add the cherry on top to your already existing fulfillment, right? That's the key. So the goal with this life book is to get you dwelling in that state, as I'm saying over and over, where you already feel whole, where you already feel fulfilled, as if all of these things that you've placed here, you already have it. Like, what would it feel like to dwell in that state? Now we'll go in the mentors part. So I collected a bunch of mentors, which that really inspired me at the time. Now, this is just the alphabetical order, but you might see Andrew Tate and oh fuck, this guy likes Andrew Tate, or oh, this guy loves Andrew, I love Andrew Tate too. But honestly, like, once you see past all your mentors, they're only a stepping stone to get you to becoming the person you want to be, right? So for a very long time, I was very, in love with the ideas of Jordan Peterson. I was very in love with the ideas of Alan Watts. I would say these two people, I guess Carl Jung, Charles Bukowski, these people really inspired the way I think about life. But you have to become aware to a point where, are you just a fanboy, but where you cling on to their ideas, but then you're too afraid to go on into your own life and become your own man and develop your own vision and pursue your own authentic version of reality, or are you just stuck to their ideas, right? That's the trap you have to break out of with the whole having mentors. Like, having all of these mentors changed my life entirely, right? It's unimaginable that like there's this amount of information and wisdom on the internet accessible to all of us right now. But Andrew Tate is the best example of this, is that so many young men who are lost today, they go to Andrew Tate. And I would say Jordan Peterson was like the first wave of like the masculine movement, right? And then Andrew Tate became the second wave, right? And that just tells you how lost our culture of men are. But if you see through all of your mentors, or I guess I'll use Andrew Tate specifically in this, is that he is because you lack a vision of life for your own self, he can pull you into his matrix. You see, the matrix isn't his whole idea of a matrix, right? You have to escape the matrix. But when you are in love with somebody, right, be it Andrew Tate or some other person, you fall into their matrix and you fall into their belief system of the world. And so it's the same thing as a religion. So you have to be careful with your mentors and gurus, because it is easy to fall in love with their ideas and then become trapped in them. So a lot of these young men now are stuck. They're trapped in Andrew Tate's ideas and philosophy about the world with no real critical thinking for themselves. So hopefully you get my point, right? But here's just a quote from Andrew Tate. Like, the man has really good ideas, but you could also say he's very radical, which is why he blew up, right? Because he's speaking the direct opposite of the mainstream narrative. But life is sales. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're trying to pick up a girl. It doesn't matter if you're trying to convince Bugatti to give you a car. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're good at selling and selling yourself, you're going to do well. Selling is an art and a skill. A lot of people don't know that. Do you see right there? Selling. That is entirely him. He has sold himself to an entire generation of lost men to the point where they preach him as God and his ideas as the Bible. So you see, right? Once you discern the truth from each mentor, you take that and you integrate it into your character, right? So you're no longer a slave to them and their ideas, but you become integrated with a powerful idea. And imagine if you did this with 5, 10, 15 mentors, right? Collect your mentors, collect their best wisdom, integrate that into your character. Imagine how powerful you could become, right? Dan Coe is the perfect example of this, because I, for a matter of fact, no, he went on a similar path to me, right? Alan Watts, Jordan Peterson, and I'm sure Carl Jung and all these other people. But he basically discerned all of the knowledge that he gained and he integrated into his character. That's why he's so successful today. It's because he integrated those ideas and took action into an authentic vision for himself. So that's the whole point I'm trying to get to here, right? Is that in order to, become someone like Dan Coe, who's authentic in reaching his vision and goals, who now everyone flocks to for advice on how to make it in the digital economy, you first have to, go back here. Oh my God. You first have to develop a life book, a vision, an authentic experience, inner experience of what it would feel like to become that version of you. You cannot become it without first having this, because that's how you ended up being tricked by your parents and your teachers and society into like, oh, you need to get a 4-year degree, then get a JD, then get a MD, then become a doctor, a lawyer, right? Yes, they're dreams. And yes, you can imagine what it would be like to make $200K a year as a neurosurgeon, or $500K, $600K, whatever. But you forgot all the details, right? What is the day-to-day like? Do you really want to be doing this? Do you really want to be on call? So without the details, without the deep vision into the lifestyle and the kind of person that is living that life, you are blindsided and tricked into an illusion. So let's just go through one more mentor here, and then where is it? Terence McKenna. This one, I love this one. Nature loves courage. You make the commitment, and nature will respond to that commitment by removing impossible obstacles. Dream the impossible dream, and the world will not grind you under. It will lift you up. This is the trick. This is what all the teachers and philosophers who've really counted, who've really touched the alchemical gold, this is what they understood. This is the shamanic dance in the waterfall. This is how magic is done. By hurling yourself into the abyss and discovering it's a feather bed. So again, very spiritual, right? But once you feel that spiritual bliss of just being one with your true identity, that is your authentic self, you like nothing else starts to matter. All the expectations, all the jealousy, all the anger, all the frustration, all the feelings of unworthiness and lack, they just fall away. And this is what your mentors and your life book should do for you. Man, I'm really getting on it here, so like I'm just gonna keep going through it. Charles Bukowski. Sometimes you climb out of bed in the morning and you think, I'm not gonna make it. But you laugh inside, remembering all the times you felt that way. So this is a hit to your past self. My former self was very depressed, very like down on life, very like, oh, life sucks, there's no point, why should I do anything? Just a very grim, right? But if you can stand yourself into the new self, the self that you desire to be, from that point of self, you look back on your old miserable self and you think exactly this quote, right? And you laugh because it's funny. It's funny now. You're not so stuck in that poor little me identity. You no longer feel that way. Let's see, Carl Jung. Why are you looking around for help? Do you believe that help will come from outside? What is to come is created in you and from you. Hence, look into yourself. Do not compare. Do not measure. No other way is like yours. All other ways deceive and tempt you. You must fulfill the way that is in you. So many of these mentors, man, they inspired I'm like, the Taoist philosophy, that is in essence what it is. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep running through these because I'm in the flow right now. But hopefully you're finding some value in this. Fuck, I don't have Lao Tzu's quotes right now, but the way is in you, brother. It's in you. It's not in Andrew Tate. It's not in Alan Watts. Not in Jordan Peterson. Not in the fucking Republican Party, the Democrat Party. It's in you, my friend. Your conviction to your truth of life is the way. And that's how you inspire people to go on their way. If everyone realized their authentic self, we would all be in a hot tub of love and bliss. Oh, as for Jordan Peterson, actually, he inspired me so much at the time that I got this tattooed. And you'll see here, oh my God, I have to read this quote first. Build yourself into something you can respect so that you can see yourself properly bearing the terrible burden of existence so that you don't lose hope and don't lose meaning, seeing that you're strong enough to stand up under that burden. This one. In filth it will be found, Innister Quilinus Invenitor. That had so much meaning to me at the time. I got it tattooed onto myself, right? It's so funny. I envisioned myself, you know, with a nice fancy watch and this tattoo. And it was just a very aesthetic, it was like just these moments, right? Those pictures in your mind are everything. A Pepsi Rolex watch on my wrist, you know, me wearing a suit with this tattoo right here, and me just on the table right here, right? That's like that masculine pose, right? And it sounds funny, but it changes you, man. You start dwelling in that long enough, it changes who you are. All right, I'm gonna run through one last part, and then we're gonna end it because this is getting long. But hopefully, I really hope that my passion is shining through in this, and you are able to take some of that and apply it into your own life. Now, here are some goals. Mushrooms, because psilocybin changed my life. But anyway, that's I've made videos about that, but I can make another one because my past videos aren't, like, I'm trying to keep improving. But I'm just gonna go through it real quick. Like, this is a list of like the genuine goals I wanted, right? I wanted to fall in love, create a business that makes a lot of money and makes me happy while helping other people. So it's not about just the money, right? But it's about helping. So everyone wins. Just that total wholeness of everything. Take care of my parents for everything they did for me. Get married, you know, my cars, you know, these are all the cars I want. So if you anything, tell me what cars you want, bro. You know, my computer, racing sim. I've always wanted to race. Hopefully that'll start with a racing sim, and then eventually down the line I get to fucking do it with real cars, right? Yeah. Like I said, this is very personal to me, and I've never ever shared this with another person, period. But yeah, and then create a vision for every aspect of your life. Okay, this should be another video. Let me know if you want this to be another video. I'll just do one page for now. But this was from a course that I took called Lifebook, and that's why I named this that. So it's really a stolen name. But there's 12 areas of your life, and you want to create a premise around it, a vision, a purpose, and a strategy. So, for example, for health and fitness, right? Your premise might be, so this is your philosophy. My body doesn't need any external means to keep it healthy, fit, and overflowing with energy. My body has an intuitive ability to heal itself naturally, and every physical setback is an illusion for a breakthrough into greater health. So this is the belief system you're inheriting that empowers you. And then this is your vision, right? I train because I want to unlock all of my unrealized dormant potential laying inside of me. I train and healthy and athletic and aesthetic for the rest of my life. That's my vision, right? Purpose. You know, like, what is the purpose for your health and fitness, right? It's because your entire life happens inside your body. It's the one home you always occupy and can never sell, but you can renovate it. If you can only pick one habit, exercise might be the only one. Everything is downstream from how your body's functioning. Now, that's a quote from James Clear from his newsletter a long time ago. And what's your strategy, right? Obviously, you can get much more comprehensive than I have here, but this was just the thing that I had at the time, right? You know, what goes into my body creates my body, so I'll always make sure it's beautiful, nutritious, and clean. You know, conscious eating, daily green smoothies, you know, like, define the strategies that work for you. And obviously that requires your self-education and your ideal training program, right? So once you're intentional with everything about your life, things just start to fall into place. So I think I'm going to end it there. I really hope you found value in this video. We're going to end with Neville Goddard. People echo what you whisper within yourself. Because of your belief in external things, you think power into them by transferring the power that you are to the external thing. Realize you, yourself, are the power you have mistakenly given to other conditions. You are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. If you would fall in love with what you really want to be, you would become it. It takes an intense hunger to bring about a transformation of self. He just said it. I'm going to end it there. Share with me, what resonates with you, what inspires you. Did it bring out something in you? What's your favorite car, right? Let that energy flow out. And the more you can dwell on that energy, you'll be amazed at how your life changes. So that's it from me. I'm out. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I am trying to put out banger content and just get on this train. So if the stuff here hits with you, love to see you in the next one. Peace out for now. Peace, love, positivity. Yeah, okay, I'll stop now. Bye.